the Speeding Bulletin. My name is Steve Younis from SupermanHomepage.com. This is all the Superman related news that happened during the week, February 10th to February 16th, 2012. In movie news, Warner Home Video released a video interview with Tim Daly in which he speaks about reprising the role of the voice of Superman for Justice League Doom, the all-new DC Universe animated original movie, available February 28th. Here's some of what he had to say.
Really, as I was prepping for this morning, I was thinking about Superman and realizing why he is and will always be the best superhero. And I think it's essentially his ability to fly. I mean, he can fly without any gimmicks or devices. That's such an amazing thing. And I've been developing this theory about that's why he's endured for so long, because human beings have this innate thing, it seems, of dreaming about flight. It's in our DNA somehow. Even children dream about flying. And I think that is just thinking about that for a second and all the things that you could do with that and the responsibility that you would have. Being able to at any moment just leave your environment and go someplace else puts me in the right mood.
Speaking of Justice League Doom, Warner Home Video presented the world premiere of the animated movie on Monday night in New York, and then it was LA's turn on Thursday night. The Superman homepage had reporters at both events, so check the website soon for reports to be posted, including video interviews with cast members. I was lucky enough to receive an advanced copy of Justice League Doom on Blu-ray from Warner Home Video. It's a fast-paced, drama-filled, action-packed animated film that feels longer than the 77 minutes it reportedly runs for. Come to the Superman homepage now to read my full review. One of the bonus features on the Justice League Doom release is a sneak peek at the next DC Universe animated movie, Superman vs. the Elite. I'm really looking forward to this one. The character designs are quite different than what we've seen in other recent DCU animated movies. The style is a little rougher, less refined, which looks like it'll match nicely with the kind of story being told. We also know, thanks to TVGuide.com, that Paulie Perrette from NCIS will be voicing the role of Lois Lane, with George Newbern returning as Superman. Stay tuned for further details. Governor Chris Christie of New Jersey announced that Christopher Reeve would be amongst the 2012 inductees in the New Jersey Hall of Fame. The New Jersey Hall of Fame class of 2012 will be inducted at a gala to be held on June 9th at Newark's New Jersey Performing Arts Center. Tickets for this go on sale March 1st. ComicBookMovie.com claimed to have received an email from someone who is allegedly working on Man of Steel and gave details on what they say is a rough cut for the first trailer for the movie. Now, having read the description, I have serious doubts. In my opinion, it's a fake. I say this because the dialogue is atrocious. Check it out at the Superman homepage now and make up your own mind. According to CosmicBookNews.com, a teaser for Man of Steel will be attached to the premiere of The Dark Knight Rises on July 20th, which we all speculated, and will run for about 1 minute, but will contain very little CGI. Reportedly, work on the official teaser trailer is set to begin around April-May. In TV news, Cartoon Network, Warner Bros. Animation and DC Entertainment announced this week that DC Nation, a full hour of exclusive kids television programming and shorts based on DC Comics characters, will premiere Saturday, March 3rd at 10 AM. In addition to Green Lantern the animated series, new episodes of Young Justice and a series of original shorts, DC Nation will also feature event programming interstitials, exclusive behind-the-scenes looks at theatrical promotion pictures, and an insider look into the world of all things DC Comics. DC Comics released their May 2012 solicitations this week. We highlighted for you all the Superman-related comics and products listed. Of special note was Action Comics number 9, featuring characters from parallel Earths, including President Superman, and Superman number 9, in which Superman faces new supervillainess, Masochist. Also of interest was a number of the new number 1 issues for DC's New 52, including Earth 2 number 1. Last year, DC Comics announced that they'd be publishing a new Superman comic book titled Superman Family Adventures. Now we have details on that book and a look at the first issue's cover. The title's artist, Franco, says the book is going to be filled with amazing adventures, stories and humour featuring the entire cast of Superman's family, Lois, Jimmy, Supergirl, Superboy, and even a few surprises you haven't seen in a while like Fuzzy the Crypto Mouse. Look for Superman Family Adventures number 1 to be released on May 30th. Userama.com caught up with writer J.T. Kroll, to ask him about writing the Superman Beyond ongoing series that will debut first as short digital comics released weekly before being collected in a printed collection as part of the Batman Beyond Unlimited monthly title. He says the story is set in the future when Superman is on his own, so this story is about Superman kind of taking stock and figuring out where he belongs in the world. The first issue of Batman Beyond Unlimited will be released on February 29th. There was just one comic book for us to review this week, and that was Superboy number 6, which was reviewed by Adam DeChannel, who rated it a 4 out of 5, saying, "It's early days, but the sudden direction change is very welcome." Superman comics available this week from February 15th include DC Universe Online Legends number 23, Supergirl number 6, Young Justice number 13, a 4th printing of Action Comics number 1, and a 6th printing of Justice League number 1.
You'll want to check out the Superman homepage online store this week, as we've got the very latest Superman merchandise available, like this Funko Superman Wacky Wobbler, available now for just $12.79, and these Superman logo flip-flops can be yours for $19.99. Get these and other new Superman releases now from your one-stop Superman shop, the Superman homepage online store at supermanhomepage.com/shop.
In other news, New York City was the location for Toy Fair 2012, where toy makers and manufacturers showed off their upcoming releases. DC Direct's display was mostly about The Dark Knight Rises and Watchmen, but there was still plenty on offer for Superman fans, including the new 52 Superman action figure, Supergirl and Superman statues, and a repainted Mad Magazine Alfred E. Newman Superman figure. Warner Brothers Consumer Products and PPW Toys presented a new range of Mr. Potato Head collectible figures of Superman, Batman and Wonder Woman at Toy Fair in New York City last weekend. The first one being released is Batman in July, with Superman and Wonder Woman available during the holiday season. More heroes and some villains from the DC Universe are being planned for release in 2013. In its efforts to restore its exclusive rights to the Superman character and to avoid the agreements the Siegel family and Schuster estate had made with their legal representative, attorney Mark Toborov, DC Comics has successfully been granted access to documents that were allegedly stolen from Toborov's law firm. The court case continues. Author and historian Rick Bowers has published a book titled Superman vs. the Ku Klux Klan, which tells a group of intertwining stories that culminate in the historic 1947 collision of the Superman radio show and the KKK. The 160-page hardcover book, published by National Geographic Children's Books, is now available to purchase from our online store. That's all the Superman news there was for the week, February 10th to February 16th. I'm Steve Younis from supermanhomepage.com.
Great Scott! Great Scott! Great Scott!
I'm Scotty V. It's good to see you. I was recently an actor who appeared in a play called Visions of Johanna. As an actor, I do many plays whenever I get the opportunity, and of course it's not particularly high-paying work unless you're a Tom Cruise or a Brandon Routh on a much more limited scale. But I enjoy doing it, and I am trying to expand my career and to open up new opportunities. I do these webcasts because I am passionate about Superman, and I usually have something to say on the subject. Why I bring up the play I was most recently in is that I played a reporter who had recently lost his job because the paper closed. The reason the paper closed was because, of course, the economy has been very bad as of late, and also because of the internet, because the idea that newspapers aren't really great at handling the internet, and for the most part you can get newspapers free or for very, very cheap on your iPhone or iPad or computer device, makes it very difficult to run an ink and paper type of outfit. Magazines are going out of business, newspapers are going out of business constantly. So where does that leave someone like Clark Kent? We see in the new 52 that Clark is still working for the paper, but that it has a very heavy online presence, and that Lois is in charge of the multimedia portion of the paper, with Perry still in the ink and paper business. But the reason that I bring this up is because this poster that you see next to and behind me was actually purchased for the production. I was not aware that it was being done. Being a fan of Superman, many of my shirts have Superman symbols or pictures of Superman or the word Superman on them. So when the poster arrived a day after we opened the play and she, the director, said, "Your poster's here," I was surprised and didn't know what she was talking about. And she opens it up and it ends up being this. Turns out that it wasn't really my poster, but that I actually happen to have this very poster at my house anyway, and if she would have told me about it in the first place, I'm sure we could have just used mine and not had to have spent the money. Nonetheless, when we closed down, one of the other actors in the play, who was apparently more astute than the director, said, "So is Scotty going to get to keep this?" Because she knows that I'm a fan and nobody else at the theater is ever going to use it. And the director said, "No, the theater money bought this. It's going to stay here at the theater, just like it would if you bought any other prop. But I really don't think the poster's ever going to get used." However, I digress. The reason I brought it up and the reason I'm talking about this poster is that Stewart was supposed to be a man of 28. He had just moved back in with his parents, and he had a poster of Superman up on his wall. When she brought it up and she hung it, I started to feel weird that it would look bad that a professional, a man who worked at a paper, would have a picture of Superman hanging in his room and that he would be living with his parents. Turns out that he only moved back in for a month, and the idea was that the poster had been there from when he was a child, not that he put it up recently or that he was living there as an adult 28-year-old male with pictures of Superman. However, this got me thinking, why, as a big fan of Superman, as a man, for those of you who have watched for the last year, that has many, many different collections, many statues, many posters, many pictures, many toys that all have something to do with Superman, would I feel odd about playing a character in a play that had a poster of Superman in his room? And the reason I bring it up to all of you is, what is the age? Is there a time when you should mature and no longer like Superman, no longer like Batman, Spider-Man, superheroes in general? Is there a time when too many superhero movies at the box office is something that adults should be worried about? That this country is going in a certain direction and that adolescent boys seem to be the only avenue for movies to go down anymore? I disagree with that sentiment because I love superhero movies, but is there really a time? Is there a time, when you're a father of two maybe, when you're married for 10 years, when you're, all of these things describe me, that's why I ask. When you're a professional newspaper reporter who loses his job because of the economy and now you're searching for another job, should you still idolize comic book characters, or is the world just too serious for that? Let me know your thoughts. I'm interested to hear what you have to say. For me, I still like this thing. And I like all my posters surrounding me and my statues. It makes me feel comfortable at home. It's the things I like. But is it too immature? I don't know. Maybe we'll talk about some of your thoughts on an upcoming Great Scott. But thanks for watching for now. And remember, you're too old to look up in the sky.